I grew up in a really hardworking family, and I think that kind of instilled in me at a young age that, you have to work for everything you have. My dad started Bloomer Trailers. We lived in a trailer house. It was not glamorous. My dad picked sunflowers, sold everything he had to start Bloomer. My family is so close-knit and tight. They're my best friends in the world. Like, my brother's my best friend, my mom and dad. And so it's been really neat to have that family dynamic because I've always known that I could do anything with them beside me. I just put in the work from a young age because I knew that I wanted people to say, okay, she has the talent to make it on her own and not just because she is Alexis Bloomer. My parents never pushed me in any direction growing up. Like, I never was told, hey, you have to be this. I was obsessed with cheerleading. Like, I wanted to cheer in college, and that was kind of what I set out for. I did gymnastics 7 days a week, so like that was from day one, that's what I wanted. And my dad would be the one in the stands cheering me on as a cheerleader. And I guess like 8th grade, 7th grade, I showed horses some, and I did it at the county fair and did all that stuff, but it never was something that I was really interested in. And I was always very enamored with the idea of telling someone's story. It's something that I think is such an honor. I started writing for Rodeo News magazine when I was 16, I think. And so I got my first cover story by 17, 18, and so I knew from the start, I'm like, I have a way with words. I think actually at the time I wanted to cheer, like I said, and so Sam Houston had a good cheer program, but then I went there and I realized the Dan Rather School, like I was hooked on that. I knew from the start, I'm like, I want that scholarship. I want to be in New York with him. I want to intern in Dan Rather. So I forgot all about the cheerleading stuff. I'm like, no, I'm focusing on this 100%. And so I threw myself into the program and I wanted to learn everything. And I got to work with a lot of great people there. My junior year of college, Randy Bernard actually approached me when I had a stage show in Vegas. He's like, hey, do you want to host your own Sirius XM show? And I was young, and I said, sure, why not? So they hosted actually out of the broadcasting school at Sam Houston. And so my professor was actually the lady that ran sound for me. It was pretty neat. They all kind of rallied around me. The entire school and department really helped me a lot in the fact that they believed in me from day one. They didn't understand the industry, they didn't really know what was going on, but they were going to cheer me on and make sure that I had every opportunity. I think actually if I would have chose to go anywhere else, there's no way that I would have had that hands-on experience that I did because it pushed me outside my comfort zone. I was not just reporting rodeo. I did the rodeo team stuff, but I was the girl having to report on politics, local, outside the courthouse. I was the girl in the rain reporting after tornadoes. Like, I did everything I could possibly do. And then after college, I was like, you know what, I want to focus outside of rodeo. I want to see if I can make it. And I did a lot of job interviews and places at stations, but none of them felt right. I didn't want to be the girl that was making people sad when you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed at night. I didn't really want to report on death or anything like that. I'm a very positive person, so I knew that I wanted to be someone that would make people happy. And so I kind of went away from that. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try it on my own. I'm going to open my own company and see if I can do it and create a show that I think is about people doing great things and giving back to people in society. So Breaking Records Media is actually a full-service media company, and so my primary focus is TV production, and so I really wanted to make a show called America's Finest, and I sit down with people in society, like I said, that are giving back and doing great things despite adversity. Because my favorite quote has always been, adversity causes some men to break and others to break records. So that was like my sign-off from day one. When I worked with a great team out of Waco that helped me produce a show, and it was a hit. Like, we did really well. We went up against Mercedes-Benz and all these different people for awards, and we ended up winning a Telly Award, which was huge. It was very gratifying because I kind of knew, like, okay, listen, you can do this on your own. There's a way to do it. I made a video that actually went viral, a millennial video, and it was completely by accident. I never anticipated that it would reach that many people. When I posted it was a Friday. I was going to a photo shoot down near Bernie, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna post it. And I know like the first day it hit a few people. By the end of the weekend it had reached millions, like millions and millions of people. And at first it was really cool because people were writing nice things, like, thank you for saying this. But then people started coming out of the woodworks, talking about wanting to kill me and all this stuff, or how they're gonna show up at my business, or how they're gonna find out where I live. And that was probably some of the darkest times in my life. It was brutal. I did not want to go out in public because people would mention it to me. I remember I was at Pendleton Roundup and Sage and I went out and had dinner with my mom at the casino, and a lady came up to me and she was covered in tattoos and she's like, are you Alexis Bloomer, the girl from the millennial video? And I'm just sitting there playing penny slots and I'm like, yeah. And I look around for my mom and I look around for Sage, and Sage just looked at me like, what is that woman coming up to you in front? And she came over to me and she's like, I liked your video. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I was so scared you were gonna say something bad. And so I wrote a book called Good Girl, Bad World, and it was about how you can be yourself in the millennial age and still be a lady and still be good to others. My whole motto in life is to work hard and be kind. If I can put a light out there and show these girls hey, that's not the option, I just want to be a light in some way in this industry.